I'm Catherine Boccaccio, Chain Store Age, and I'm here with Joe Cosenza, Vice Chairman of the Inland Group, which placed third among our top 5 fastest growing acquirers for last year. Joe, how are your shopping centers doing compared to last year or the year before?
Well, actually, the centers are doing better than last year and the year before. Not everyone's going to tell you that, I know. But this is an absolute fact. And I'll give you some examples of that. First of all, you have the small guys, the smaller tenants. 2010, 2011, they stopped going bankrupt. 2012 and 2013, the rents leveled off and started to creep up. 2014, 15, and 16, what we're seeing now is demand coming in from the tenants. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, small guys like Skechers shoes, like the dollar stores, like restaurants, and Shoe Carnival, etc. So that's the small guys. Now let's go to the medium junior anchors and sometimes anchors. Who's expanding? Ross is expanding. TJ Maxx is expanding. Ulta, PetSmart is expanding. But most of all, the biggest guys, the grocers. Mariano is expanding in the Chicagoland area and part of Wisconsin. Kroger bought out Roundy's last year at the end of the year, so now they control about 40% of all grocery sales in Wisconsin, and they're probably 1/3 of Illinois, and they're growing. Whole Foods is growing all over the place, and so is Aldi's, and so is Trader Joe's. So that is facts. The facts are the centers, everyone's centers should be doing better, but of course mine are. And they are because these are the true facts that are going on today.
Generally, how is your occupancy?
Okay, now I get to brag. Because I have one entity, I mean, I've got a lot of entities, but one of the entities, Inland Real Estate Income Trust, actually has, and it's all retail, has the highest occupancy of any listed or non-listed REIT today. It is 95.9%, a hair under 96%. And we love it. I love that. I love to brag about it. But let's go to some other things too. You have in the entire country for the last 16 quarters, you have had vacancies coming down or leveling off. For 16 quarters, this has been going on. Let's take the Chicagoland area as a snapshot. Last year, the Chicagoland area across the board had a vacancy factor of 9.6%. Today, it's 8.9, so almost 10, below 9. Inland's, of course, is better than that because our whole occupancy of about 100 centers, I think, around the Chicagoland area, when I checked about a month ago, was 94% against Chicago's 91%. So these should give you a warm and fuzzy feeling as to the marketplace, the centers, and what's going on in the occupancy of those centers.
Of the centers purchased, how many were grocery anchored?
From 2015 till now, from January of 2015, I bought 75 properties, 2.3 billion. Of the 75, 48 of them, 1.4 billion, were retail. Of the 48, 28 were grocery anchored.
Can you give me some examples of the grocery anchored centers you've bought the last few months?
I'd love to. Okay, let's take Coastal North Town Center in Myrtle Beach, a brand new Publix deal, but it's more than just Publix. You have PetSmart, TJ Maxx, Ross, Hobby Lobby. It's over 300,000 square feet. I think it cost us $73 million. Secondly, is Marketplace Tech Center in Newport News, Virginia. This one's a whole food center with Ulta, with DSW, with Five Below. That was about 92 million, a little over 200,000 square feet. Both of those were bought by Mark Cosenza. The next two were bought by Matt Tice, and those are Settlers Ridge in Pittsburgh, and Settlers Ridge is a giant grocer, and the Giant Eagle grocer is doing over $100 million in sales. I mean, it's mind-boggling. And furthermore, you have an REI, you have a Michaels, you have a Ross, a Cinemark, so lots of other tenants. One more, and that is Milford, Connecticut, the Milford Center, and that is a Whole Foods center, and it also has Ann Taylor, White House, Black Market, and that one was about 100, a little over 100,000 square feet. Those are 4 examples, and I think they're good examples because they show you what I think is the best. What's the best? If you can buy grocery, but you can also have power with the grocery. Why? You'll go to the grocery store once a week, maybe twice. You'll go to DSW, maybe you'll go to Hair Cuttery, maybe you'll go to the ice cream store, maybe you'll go to the cleaners. You might go to that center more than once a week, and that's what I love.
Retail real estate pros are above all trend watchers, but they're also trend setters, making sure that the brick and mortar experience stays ahead of the curve. For Chain Store Age, I'm Catherine Boccaccio.